Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching this week's episode. We want to promote where you can see us. For tickets, go to joegattoofficial.com to see all my tour dates. And for Steve's, go to punchup.live/Steve-Byrne. That's Byrne. He makes it super easy to find him. And now, on to the episode.
There was a problem, yo, I saw. Word to your mother.
I saw a watch online.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to Two Cool Moms. We're here with a brand new episode. It's me, Joe Gatto, and my friend, Steve Byrne. And we're excited to get started on our Thanksgiving episode. Oh, I love it. I love it, man.
You always get happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving time.
What's the first thing you think about when you think Thanksgiving?
My parents are dead, and I can't say Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, God.
What do I say? No, Thanksgiving, it's definitely the big meal. It's the food.
Yeah.
It's an event.
What's your favorite dish?
Scoop potatoes, of course. I love me a good mashed potato. You know, a sweet potato mash came on later in life. Came in hot.
I
came in
can't.
hot.
I can't.
Too much? I don't like a marshmallow
Classic.
on it,
Classic. Why mess with it?
Yeah.
It's like putting pineapple on a pizza. Why?
Yeah, you don't do it. You don't do it.
Give me mashed potatoes.
If I'm gonna order them, I'm gonna order. I'm more of a sides than the main dish. I love a good sides. I love I love a fresh cranberry. I don't like the in the jar.
Right.
I like a good cranberry mix up. I like a good mashed potato. I'm a big biscuit dude. I love a good biscuit.
Okay. You're 0 for 3 right now.
Oh, really? You don't like
Give me the one. Come on.
You do a green bean casserole? No?
Come on.
Well, you like turkey. Yeah.
Sure.
I don't eat turkey. What? Gravy?
Stuffing.
Stuffing for sure.
Stuffing,
yeah. Stuffing's the best.
It's my favorite.
I agree.
I like a little crisp on it.
Do you do a baked onion? What are the onions? What are those called? The fried onions? Do you do a fried onion on top?
No.
People do that sometimes.
I throw that in a salad.
Do you do a stovetop? Are you a classic stovetop guy?
Come on.
Yeah. Classic stovetop guy.
You got it, right?
You look like a stovetop guy. You do. You got it. That's the only, if there's a different stuffing, I'm like, no thank yous giving. I don't want any of that. No.
Yeah. I don't want your grocery brand stuffing. Give me the classics.
Spend the dollars. It's worth it. Spend it.
Come on. It's stovetop.
Yeah, do it. For sure.
I don't buy stovetop for anything else. Is it just stuffing that they do?
I don't think they do other things on the stove.
Because you think stovetop.
Stovetop sounds like a
all
brand.
Encompassing.
It's stovetop stuffing. So what else do they make on top of the stove?
Do you cook the stovetop in the stove?
On the stove.
I always put it in the turkey.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you put this stuffing in the turkey.
No, you don't.
It's called stuffing.
You don't fill up the turkey with the stovetop. You cook the stovetop by itself on the stove. Maybe when you're done, you stuff it up in there if you want.
No, hold.
You bake it up in there?
You cook, right? I mean, you put the stuffing in the turkey, right?
I've done it both ways, yeah. But I think putting it in the turkey is
No, the turkey's got the bag in it.
You take the bag out.
No, but it's got the lemon. You're supposed to cook it with the bag. You cook it with the lemons and the spices, and then you pull the bag out and you drop in your stuffing when it's done. That's how the Americans do it. I don't know about you imports.
You can do it either way.
Yeah, in North Korea in the prison camps, that's what we do.
Where were you born?
What's that?
Where were you born?
Freehold, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like it. No, I've never had a turkey stuff, but in my defense, I don't eat turkey anymore. So
I will say that when you do put the stuffing inside the turkey, I feel like it gets a little sorgy.
Sorgy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually don't like that as my favorite method. I would stuff it with other things.
You know what came in on like fire now is people deep frying the whole turkey. You get that?
I love the videos where it blows up and explodes.
Dangerous, too dangerous.
And their house catches fire.
The outside deep fryer. My cousin Mike loves it. Deep fries a turkey.
He does it?
Puts on a beanie cap out there, and he's in the cold. He's in the elements. He's excited about it.
But isn't it cooked like super quick?
Yeah. I don't know if it's super quick. It's crispy. Yeah.
I like smelling it.
I like the moment.
Yeah. My dad makes the best gravy.
Yeah.
From the turkey baste.
Yeah.
Is that it? Yeah. He'll whip up a gravy from that. And I always loves that he puts like strips of bacon on the turkey.
Really?
And
I never heard
cooks
that.
along with it. And then by the time the turkey's done, he'll always go and check on it. And then the bacon will slowly just kind of disappear. So then I'm like, where's the bacon? He's like, all right, I ate it.
Yeah, the bacon. He puts a time for himself. Every strip, every time he goes in.
Yeah.
It's a little treat for Dad.
You never did a bacon on the turkey?
Not bacon on turkey, no. We've done the turkeys stuffed with the bag, and then we take the bag out. And if we had stuffing, we never really stuffed it in there. Now that you're thinking about it, we never really did. We always had the stuffing in a bowl separately. I never really did it inside the turkey.
My wife did the thing where you put the turkey in the bag and it traps all the moisture.
Yep.
That was a game changer.
Because it makes everything, you don't get that dry turkey.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also then somebody told me about brining the turkey. Like you soak it in salt water for I think a good day.
Yep.
And then you put it in the bag and it's super moist. We tried that one year. It was fantastic. But
who's coming to dinner? Who's coming to Thanksgiving dinner for you? Who does that?
like my parents.
Your parents?
Yeah.
Not her side.
We usually see them at Christmas.
Do you do a mix? You don't do a mix and match. You never have a super event.
No, they do. Yeah, there have been. It just like her sisters are all over the place, so her folks are visiting them, and with me, it's just me and my brother.
Yeah,
and my folks come to see us all the time because we have the kids. My brother doesn't have a kid.
So Thanksgiving is her holiday in my house, and Christmas is my holiday with my in-laws. So I don't have my parents, but my sisters, like we all get together every Christmas. So I said, you know what, Thanksgiving, we give that the Gattos, like the in-laws could have that. So all of us are with our in-laws on Thanksgiving. So I've never really had a super event. My sisters even, my sister had to do it because my mom was alive. When my father passed away, it was my mom. So my mom had to be with us. Sure. And then she would have the in-laws together. But my in-laws actually never even met. But my mother and my in-laws never met. But they had that like weird dynamic where you had all the in-laws, everybody, a lot of different personalities at the table. That feels like that's a big.
You're such a good food guy. Like I would love to see the spread.
Oh, it's great.
That you put on.
We put a good spread out. Even because we're not meat eaters, but we do the whole thing. We do the turkey.
Everybody's bringing something.
Yeah, right. Because my in-laws eat the turkey. The desserts are a big thing. For Christmas, it's always it's funny because when people host different, we pass it around. Yeah. So we had Christmas last year. This year's at my sister Gina's house, who always puts out a whole thing too. My sister Gina, Carla, they're great cooks. They put out the whole thing. And when I do it, it's like, okay, I got to think about it. And then I'll bring Vinny in to do the steaks because Vinny knows I do a steak on the stove. I'm like, Vinny, you got to cook the filet mignons for me. I outsource a little bit. But I love a good spread. I love a good meal table, all day eating.
All day. All day. Throw planes, trains, automobiles on. Put it on repeat.
You watching the big game? You watching the Detroit Lions do their thing? You watching the Cowboys Lions?
I know you are. You're on FanDuel checking.
I'm on FanDuel
you
checking
got your fantasy.
Spreads.
You got
I got to see what the secondary's up to. No, I don't watch.
You don't like 3 terms.
Got to see, make sure the whole line is bringing.
But do you watch it? Will you watch
a game? Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll watch a game.
I'll watch a game. In the background, it's on. Yeah, I don't sit and stop and watch it. We don't really have the TV on. We'll have music on. We'll play games, big games thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Board games,
and we do these stupid things that you'll see like on TikTok. Like last year, we did the scoop the cotton balls blindfolded into the spatula. You ever see that one?
Wait, what?
Yeah, so you get a bunch of cotton balls and you put them on a table and you blindfold somebody.
Okay.
And then they have a frying pan empty, and then you have a spatula and you try to get the most that you can put in. Okay. So I'll put a $100 bill on the table and I'm like, whoever gets the most cotton balls in 30 seconds gets it. It gets mayhem. It's so fun. So fun.
And you just sit there high up on your perch.
So much. I love it.
Look at these.
I love making
fighting over a hundo.
No, I love making a ruckus for things for people to go after. It's fun like that way. Like I'll do crazy stuff like that. My nephews will know because like when it gets quiet, they'll all just like look at me and they'll be like, what's he gonna do right now? I'm like, all right, I'll take out a deck of cards. I'll smack him down. I go higher or lower, and I'll put down like a 20. I'm like higher or lower. No, and they get it wrong. It'll be fun like that, like stuff like that, silly stuff like that.
What's that dice game where you roll it?
Left, right, center is awesome.
The
best.
Yeah,
you get everybody put a buck up.
Best. You get a bunch of singles, get some kids together,
it's so
and
fun.
watch them. It just turns into
Finish that sentence. Finish that sentence. And you play left, right, center. You play left, right, center.
Get a bunch of kids fresh
get
from
some
the
singles
pool,
going.
Bathing suits, dripping wet.
I would say that the left, right, center came in hot for a holiday game, but it's also a great icebreaker game. We bring it on the road sometimes. Yeah, left, right, center because it's so easy to travel with. What a genius game! 3 dice, couple bingo chips, boom, you're ready to go. I love that. We play the card game 31. You ever play 31? 31's a lot of fun. You get the closest to 31 that you can. Aces are 11. All the face cards are 10. You get 3 cards each. And then somebody could knock, meaning this is the last hand. You flip your cards over. Whoever has the least puts the $1 in. Everyone gets $3 up. It's kind of like a left, right, center kind of game. Yeah. Really fun. And that gets cutthroat. Because sometimes I'll put up $5 for everybody. Yeah. So it's like $15 per person. We have a family of 20 people playing.
Oh, yeah.
And the last 2 people are like, come on. It's like quick knocks going. It's really fun. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's for me is that. But it's always about like 3 big holidays for me. If Thanksgiving's definitely up there because it's a big family one. But for me, it's New Year's Eve. I love New Year's Eve too because we retreat with the fam. We get it. It's like a Thanksgiving almost. We eat.
See, New Year's Eve for me has always been work.
You work
because it's such a great payday for comedy.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, I could stay home, but
it's also a payday for family. Think about that for a minute.
Well,
3,
what if they come?
2,
what if they come
1.
with me?
Kiss Dad.
Oh, he's
not here.
Not here.
He's making Doreen laugh in Cleveland, Ohio. Doreen's more important.
You take
than
a
me.
New Year's over Christmas? Christmas is the peak.
No,
buddy.
I didn't say that.
Christmas is.
I mean, Christmas is fun. Here's the thing about Christmas, though, is like I give great gifts. I'm a great gift giver.
Yeah, you are.
People are like, I don't know. Well, you're the best gift giver I know. People are always like, oh, my sister like trying and stuff. And I end up, it's become a thing where I just start ripping apart everybody when I open the gifts. People are afraid to give me gifts, but also love it at the same time. Because I know I'm going to be honest. Last year, my sister gave me this. It's partly my fault because I saw it on Instagram and I asked for it for Spumoni. It was a comfortable like sweater thing that had a pocket. It was called, it was like
put a dog in?
It was a dog. It was like a kangaroo thing, right? So she got me the XL, but it was, I'm not sure if it was fitted or if it was for women, but I put it on. And I couldn't like get out of it. I stuffed Spumoni and it was hysterical. So
couldn't breathe?
Spumoni like had the pocket. I couldn't breathe because it was tight around the trunk. And it was really funny. Like we tried it on and I just ripped her apart. She's like, you can't rip me apart about this. You asked for it. You sent the link.
Yeah.
I was like, you got me a woman's XL.
I'll tell you, I never brought this up, but there was one time I was online. I for some reason, it came in my feed, like all these watches would come in my feed, maybe because we were talking or whatever. There's this one thing. It was a replica of like a watch that was popular in the 20s. And I was like, that looks really cool. And then I ordered it and I gave it to you. And then you open it, you're like, oh yeah, this is cool. Thanks. And you put on such a brave face. And I'm like, what am I thinking? Like this watch was probably, I think it was like $80, but it was a throwback. And you're wearing like a car on your wrist all the time.
It's the one you got me that has the line there. And I wore it on an episode of Two Cool Moms and you didn't mention it.
Oh no, are you serious?
I swear to God.
With the little thing
With
where
the
it's
line,
like
it's got the
window.
thing. I thought it was cool.
I thought it was cool looking, and I wasn't thinking about the fact of like, well, on the spectrum of things, it's certainly one of the cheaper.
For sure,
probably the cheapest watch you have.
Yeah,
but I thought it looked cool.
a
But
piece
then
of
I was
shit.
like, you wear like, I mean, really expensive watches.
No, but it's not even expensive. Gifting a watch is tough. I barely gift watches.
I didn't think it through.
I liked it, enjoyed it, and I wore it multiple times. I wore it in front of
you. But I now I feel bad that I didn't recognize it. But
yeah, I think it was either Two Cool Moms or we were on the road together. I brought it with me.
All right.
And you didn't mention it, and I remembered you not mentioning that you saw it. I was like, maybe he got it as a gift and re-gifted it to me.
No. But then the one you got me, the Sinatra one.
Oh, so great.
I've worn that on like special occasions. That's one where I'm like when I'm dressed up.
We saw that one. I thought of you. I bought you 2 of your watches. One broke is garbage, right? You threw it out.
No. I got it fixed.
Again,
I got it fixed 4 times because I thought it was battery, and then the guy's like, no, it's just off. So I got it repaired. And then I put more money into it, I think, and then I got fucking stolen in a green room.
Right.
I was so furious because I put so much into that damn watch.
Yeah.
But what happened was every time I would put my knapsack on, it would get caught on my knapsack.
Yeah.
And the thing would rip.
People who don't wear watches don't do knapsack arms. Got to go first. A watch arm first into the knapsack.
Yeah.
Into the sacky sacks. It's the way it's got
I
to
had
go.
to learn the hard way.
Gifting a watch is tough.
Very difficult for someone like you. It's very difficult.
No, but I think
you-
I know somebody who knows watches. You can gift one, but gifting a watch to somebody who has watches is kind of tough.
Well, I got you that case, which I thought was pretty
Love
cool.
that green thing. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
it's in my office. I love it.
high
I actually
grade.
use it. I use it to travel. Actually, when I'm going someplace for a while,
Yeah.
I brought it with me. Where did I go? We were on the bus. I wanted to bring a bunch of watches for me, and I needed something that could hold 6 or 7 watches, and I brought that. So that was a good gift. The other one was all right.
I was talking about.
But
the
I'm
video, and I
thankful
was like,
for you. I'm thankful for you, Stevie.
Well, I'm thankful for you.
Name the top 3 people you're thankful for in order. Go.
Mom, Dad, Jess.
Nice. So the kids don't mean shit. I told you that. That's
Well,
why
I wouldn't have
Dora's
the
getting
kids
on
without
list.
Jess. So
Oh, nice.
I gotta,
Gateway.
but I've never loved, I love my wife. Love her. but I will never love another human being like my children.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what it's hard to like quantify that.
For sure,
right?
for sure.
But it's like I would do anything, and my wife is amazing, but the love, it's a different kind of love that you have for your kids, and those two just mean so much. I can't even express it or explain it, or I wish there was a word for that.
I think that's so weird that parents, you only get that when you're a parent, you know?
Yeah.
It's true. But there is that bullshit thing that I felt all the time. It was like, you're going to love your kid from the moment you see him. I didn't like my kids for the first 2 years.
Are you serious?
Oh my God, yeah.
I've heard that from a few different
Yeah,
friends.
I think that's the biggest line. And then I think it gives people guilt. So every time I meet a dad, they're like, hey, do you have any advice for me? I'm like, yeah, you're not going to like the kid right away and it's fine. You'll come around. Like, it's literally one thing I say to people.
That's weird.
Because I think people need the license to just get there. You will get there. It's your kid.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes people, I didn't look at Milana when she was there. I was like, oh my God, this little angel's here. I was like, oh my God, I have a kid now. And then I was like, I'm going to die soon. And I need to make enough money to help this kid out. I remember like all this stuff, like I got anxiety a little bit from it.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, came around. But then when the baby, I don't like holding babies. And the time I like to pick them up is when if you drop them, it's not that big of a problem. You know, like this.
Like a year?
Yeah, like if you drop a baby, it's like, oh, he dropped me. You know, that's like, not for me yet.
Yeah.
I didn't hold my oldest nephews, I didn't hold till they were like 2.5.
Really?
Swear to God. My oldest nephews, because I was younger and I was afraid to.
What is the? I don't know if aversion is the right word, but what is it? What caused a feeling of distance? I guess.
I think it was that. I think I came at fatherhood with a big responsibility,
Right.
In the forefront instead of part of the family as the forefront. So I took more to the provider role than the fatherhood role.
Right.
I think that. So it was like, okay, so now this kid's here. Okay, what am I going to do here? We got to get everything together, make sure I got a family now, legacy, all this stuff. And I didn't think it from like, hey, I'm her dad.
Right.
Right. So I think that was part of it.
So it's more of a practicality.
Practicality, responsibility,
Yeah.
maybe.
Not me. I mean, the minute
Yeah,
I
you
saw
just
my
fell
daughter
right in
and the
love.
minute I saw my son, I was just like, I couldn't get.
I
enough of
mean,
them.
but Liv is a gorgeous little baby, right? She had to be.
Well, I mean, so
No,
your
Milana
kids-
was too, but I
Yeah.
mean, but Liv, yeah, but then, you know, your son. Right? You said that. You famously said that
I famously said what?
that your son wasn't as cute as a baby as your daughter.
What are you talking about? I never said that.
Yeah, no, I think that's tough. If you had to, I mean, you had ugly
You
son.
know, my
it's okay.
kids do listen at times. To this. My
They-
son's gonna be like, "Dad, do you think I'm ugly?"
No, not now.
As you look. Oh my God, no! I adore them. I absolutely adore them.
Some
And I'm
babies
just-
are ugly.
100%.
Yeah, and nobody thinks it's theirs, but that's somebody's.
A friend of mine
God, don't say that. Don't stop right now. I'm
had
gonna
a
do-
child, and it was like, I was like, "Oh, you gotta send me a pic," and he sent me a pic. I was like, "Ooh, hope he grows into that face." Just like, whoa.
It looked like the end of Beetlejuice when they shrink that. Yeah, I think it's important to rank who you love.
Excuse me.
I think it's important to rank who you love.
What are your top three then?
My top three
Yeah,
that I love:
yeah.
my wife, my sister Carla, and Biscotti. Those are my top three.
Wait, a dog?
For sure.
So your other sister is gonna go.
She's not
The
Biscotti.
dog?
She's not Biscotti.
Joseph?
No. The thing, I'm making a joke there. I think it's important, and this is why I'll say to not rank, but I think it's important to check in, because I used to do this thing at the year end where I would do who do I need to work on in my relationship to bring it to the level where I think it should be at?
Right.
So for a while, like I would feel like I didn't spend enough time with one of my sisters, or I didn't spend enough time with one of my friends, or, you know, dadding. I was like, okay, I need to spend like that. And I think it's really important every year I would like check in and be like, okay, is every relationship where I think it should be?
Right.
I think that's important to know, because when you have a list and when you're forced to list, I don't mean them out loud. I mean, or even list in just a sentence. When somebody says, who's your favorite? Like a favorite pops in, doesn't mean it's your favorite. What's your favorite movie? I say Young Frankenstein. It's probably not my favorite movie. It's just
Right.
one of my favorites that pops to my head.
Sure, of
if I
course, yeah.
sat down and thought about it, I probably could outrank it and think of something else, you know?
Yeah.
So I think when you use the word favorite, it's very important to see who doesn't make the list. As important as
Sure.
who makes the list, because then you work on it and you
Yeah.
feel, and then easily you're like, why isn't that one on the list? You know,
Right.
So
You know, I think to tie it all together with friendship, family, Thanksgiving.
Yep.
In which you're thankful for. Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's nice to get the obligatory text message, but there's a handful of people that'll get a phone call.
The tier ones.
Yeah.
The tier ones get the phone call, baby.
Yeah.
I think, and that's important. And I think the end of the year is interesting because people are nostalgic. And then when you see that phone call ring and this is the second or third time you talk to this person,
Right.
that's weird. You know?
Yeah. Every Arbor Day, you always call me.
Dude, there's nobody
Every
I think
Arbor
of.
Day. You plant a tree?
Yeah.
You go, Joe?
When I think of stiff wood, Steve.
All right,
Byrne.
let's get to it.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Let's get into our Thanksgiving queries.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Mark, we're also thankful for you, buddy.
Thank you. I'm here.
We wouldn't be able to do this without you, literally, because we don't know what what the questions are.
All right, well, let's dive into our Thanksgiving questions. First one comes from Celia. My parents are divorced, and I genuinely dislike them.
Jesus Christ. This is
They are
two
constantly
sentences
trying
in.
to separate me and my siblings during the holidays. How can I navigate Thanksgiving and going home with this in mind? Thanks, moms.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think the first thing about any of that, a child in divorce, there becomes a point, especially when I'm assuming Celia's older. When they're older, I think the part of it is that you have to start putting yourself first. And start forgetting about what's important to your parents. Yeah. Like you can't be going to spend time with somebody out of guilt. You go to spend time with the people that have earned the time with love and support throughout the year. So that's the first thing I would look at of it. And then also you don't have to go where you don't want to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't feel like you don't have to go where you don't want to go. That's a big thing, I think. You go where you feel like, because here's the thing, the first year is the hardest. Right? The first year is the hardest. Like, I'm not going to split my time. I'm just going to go to one or the other or whatever. Right. And then maybe next year I'll go to the other one or whatever. You figure it out. The first year is the hardest to do that. Spending the time in the car, trying to spend, because then you're not spending your time in a good way. You're not spending your time. You're not being present. You're looking at the clock. Shit, I got to get to fucking Southampton or wherever the hell you're going.
Right.
You know, so I think you're taking away. Nobody comes out a winner in that situation. You know, go to somebody's house on Black Friday. Bring him a TV from Best Buy. Soften the blow. You know what I mean? Go the next day.
I got this toaster for $5.
Guys, it's crazy.
I agree with you. When you're spreading yourself too thin, you aren't present. But if you just invest in one, then next year you go to the other one. But it sounds like the parents are actively trying to divide the siblings.
Yes.
Which, to me, it sounds like, again, these sentences are just, just giving the information we have. It sounds like she wants to hang out with her siblings, so make that the priority. Hang out with your siblings, and the parents, if they want to come, they're more than welcome to have, extend the invite. But it's like, if that's the priority for you, make it a priority. Yeah.
Yeah. I think all siblings have to be on the same page with that, but that'd be great. My mom ended up doing that later in life with Christmas Day.
Yeah.
They'd spend Christmas Eve. She had 3 brothers and sisters.
Right.
There's 4 of them. Christmas Day, she started inviting them all to the house. And if you want to see your parents, that's where they would be Christmas Day.
Right, right.
Which was interesting.
Yeah.
So although all of them would have like breakfast with their kids or whatever, and then they would go spend the day with them. And it ended up being such an awesome tradition that even after my mother passed for a long time, my aunts and uncles, because we would all be with my mom, they came wherever the Gattos were, which was really cool. We'd have all of them. So we had like 10 to 15 Christmases after my mom had passed, 10 Christmases maybe, of them after my dad passed, rather, that where they would just come and be where my mom was, and we would all be together with my aunts and uncles, which was cool. But to put the siblings as a priority is good. Because here's the other thing too: the parents aren't going to be here forever. Siblings going to be here longer, so you want to get your tradition and your timing together with them.
Absolutely,
I think that helped.
I hope. Well, good luck to you, Celia.
Good luck.
Kevin hits us up with a Thanksgiving related question. It's my first Thanksgiving with my in-laws. Tough one. First Thanksgiving with my in-laws.
This comes in from Mark.
I've also never been to their home and will be staying there for 3 nights.
Oh.
What can I do to best prepare for this situation and come out looking like a hero?
Well, that's a good attitude.
The attitude's on point. He cares.
He wants to make a good impression.
It sounds like he has a good relationship with Ish, because he wants to come out like a hero. He has a good relationship with the in-laws, which is very good.
The attitude out of the gates is exactly the mindset you want.
100%.
I think you want to go into it and make the effort, right? Sometimes people feel inhibited. You hope that they're going to be great hosts, right?
Yeah.
But take the time to, sit down with them. You know, when they're at coffee, it's easy to sit on the couch and pull out your phone, but to like literally put your phone down, walk over and sit down and just try to have a conversation. Or if they're, hey, can I help you with the groceries? Can I help you? You know, I think the minuscule little chores. Can I take out the garbage for you guys? You know, it looks just all those little things.
I was literally going to just say take out the garbage because that's the least favorite thing in any home. Yeah, and it's the easiest thing that you could do because you want to be careful. Like, oh, can I help you put the groceries away? A lot of people are like, this is my kitchen, I got, you know, like that. But nobody's like, it's my garbage. You know what I mean? No, everybody hates that, right? It's that the two most mundane ones people hate: the garbage and then emptying the dishwasher. Right. If you're in charge of those two things, you're a hero. Right. They'll love you forever. Yeah. I would say do that. I would just say also take the cues of the home. There are people that want to be helpful house guests and then get annoying and get in the way of the flow of it. Right, right. You know, can I help you cook? No, I'm cooking. Get out of the kitchen, you know? Yeah. Then sit on the other side of the island and talk to them. Yeah. You do something like that. You know, take the cues of the house is a big thing, you know? Make the bed. You know what I mean? Things like that. By the way, if you're there for 3 days, hey guys, I was thinking, you know, after the first day, you know, could I take you guys out to lunch? Could I take you guys out to dinner? Do one of those. Obviously, you're going to have the big meal, right? Right. But I think one of those, just make an effort and go, I'd love to take you guys out for a lunch or dinner. Hey, why don't we order in tonight? Can I order us in dinner so we can hang out? Yeah. You know, kind of thing. We don't have to spend time preparing the food. Things like that. I think that's great. Also, don't come empty-handed to a house. That's disgraziat. Never come empty-handed. That's yours, yeah. Never come empty-handed. Bring yourself a bottle. Find out. It's easy to find out what their favorite snacks, bottle or something or whatever to come in with. Get a bag of bagels for breakfast in the morning. Whatever. Come flowers for the mom. Flowers for the mom. And then. But you don't want to get the dad jealous and think that you're trying to bang his wife. So baseball be careful cards for dad. Baseball cards. You know, again, you don't want to get the mom jealous thinking you're trying to bang the dad. That's right. That's why I would also suggest batteries and say, I know what's in your nightstand. Yeah. So everybody's banging everybody. And don't try to have quiet sex in the house. You're never as quiet as you think. Go 3 days without it. You're a bully in the bedroom. Let them know. Or be proud of what you're doing up in there. Yeah. One or the other. Don't try. Can you imagine? Oh my God. This is your daughter. Oh my God. So stupid. I would say, definitely reserve yourself to masturbating in the shower. I'm inside your house while inside your daughter. It's so weird. It's okay. I brought bagels. Hope you liked your flowers. That's funny. To piggyback on that, do you think that it's the right thing to do to offer to cook for Thanksgiving? Like this guy, Kevin, he goes over to the house. Do you think it's the right thing to do to stay out of it or jump in the fray? If you're really good. Yeah, you got to have confidence. But that's got to be that's pressure, high pressure. I make a great stuffed mushroom. I could stand behind it no matter what. The first time I went to my in-laws, first time I met my in-laws was Thanksgiving. They weren't even my in-laws yet. We were dating. I went over there. I'm in California, and I'm sleeping on the couch. And I say, and the mom says everything she's making. I said, I always have stuffed mushrooms. I said, can I make stuffed mushrooms? And she goes, oh, okay, yeah. And so I make the stuffed mushrooms, and everybody loved them. And it was good, but I was confident in them. They're not hard, they're easy, and I've been making them for years. And that was part of my tradition I wanted to bring to it. And now we all have stuffed mushrooms. Yeah. And my in-laws now, we all cook together for Thanksgiving. She's like, you gonna make the mushrooms? Like that kind of thing. So I do agree, if you're gonna make one dish, also make it simple. Don't be like, I'm gonna bake a julienne pie, and you're fucking with the flour. Everybody hates you. Everybody hates you. Make something simple and easy. Yeah. A bean salad, a mushroom, things like that. Super easy. Yeah. Yeah, don't make a steak au poivre for the first time. Guys, you I never did this before. You guys like Peking duck. Yeah. Or using too many pots and pans and making a mess. Making a mess is like a good. I think a big thing is the worst thing you could do, hands down. Let's talk about worst things you could do. Get in the way in the kitchen is number one. For when they're cooking, if you're in the way in the kitchen, that's going to be like, I hate this guy. I couldn't get out of the kitchen. You know. The other thing was like, don't shut up while you're eating, while you're talking. Like if people are talking, give everybody a chance to talk and share during a Thanksgiving table. Don't monopolize the conversation. I think those two things become the most annoying things you could do. Yeah, as a guest. And I've actually been told sometimes that I was too quiet. That's another thing too. When you're coming into an in-law, like not being too shy. Really? I think you have to have a balance too, because if you're going over for the first time, you want to make sure that if I have to pick between being too loud and obnoxious or being too quiet and shy, I will take the quiet and shy person. 100%. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah. That's good. But most of all, guys, be you.
Well, good luck, Kevin.
Kevin.
Good luck.
Kevin.
Sarah hits us up on the Instagram. Sarah says, I'm a terrible cook. So I guess we're on the other end of the spectrum. I'm a terrible cook, but want to host my family for Thanksgiving. More importantly, impress them. This would be my first time hosting after leaving home, getting my first big girl job, and buying a home. Any advice to calm my anxiety?
I got it. Ready? You do the Whole Foods or your local grocery store. They have like everything pre-made. So you just have to bake it for like 15 or 20 minutes. Like those pre-made meals that are already situated. So you don't have to overextend yourself. Or there's always a restaurant that serves Thanksgiving meals. So I would suggest one of those two routes.
Yeah, because if you're famously known for not being a good cook,
Yeah.
if you're going to throw your hat in the arena for the event that is known for its meal, it's the holiday known for its meal.
Yeah.
You can't come to that, with your hands cuffed. You gotta admit it and own it and be like, look,
Yeah.
I don't cook, but I'd love to have you guys over. I'm gonna bring the food in, blah, blah, blah. But then you're gonna get a lot of this. You're gonna get like, oh, but that's not like mom's turkey. Oh, you're not gonna have grandmama's potatoes. Oh man, what about Uncle Felipe's mushrooms? You're gonna hear all that stuff. And that's gonna be annoying.
Yeah.
That's gonna be really annoying.
But I think that there's some merit to the fact that she just got her first job. She's young. She's kind of extending herself and saying, I think family-wise, you think, oh, that's
I think
awesome.
the parents will be into it more than the siblings. The parents are like, oh, they're good for Julie.
Yeah.
She's going to do it. But then like the parent, we got to go there and have a mail order.
Or you kind of get a list. Is there anything you'd want?
What about, or what if people bring the food?
Bring something you enjoy.
You could also invite people just to cook in your kitchen. I'm a bigger fan of that. I'm a bigger fan of, hey, I want to have Thanksgiving. I'm not a good cook, Mom. If you want to come over, I'll buy everything and we just cook together in my kitchen.
Yeah.
That might be fun.
Or you it's like Whole Foods has like the $150 package where
I love
it's
that.
like 6 baked potatoes and all that stuff. So there's that. But I like the idea of, would you mind helping me out?
Yeah.
And I'll
Because
pay for it.
everybody's going to be game for that plan, I think.
Yeah.
I think everybody's going to be like, it's the same thing. Go in there. Unless the mom might be like, oh, you only have one oven. We don't have a double oven. Right. When am I supposed to bake these potatoes? And I've been smoking for years. Get me my Marlboros, I think there's a lot of solutions there. It's either also talk about it openly with everybody. Don't be like, here's the thing. But at the end of the day, it's your house, So if you're like, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm doing. Everybody cool with it? Okay. Yeah. If not, and then, hey, what about the potato? All right, bring them, make them at home and bring them.
I'm invested in this one. Can you please
follow up,
take some pictures and let us know how it went? Because I am,
you're in.
I hope it goes well for it. I hope it goes well for it.
Do you remember the
so
first one you hosted? You and Jess hosted together?
There's a handful. I remember, in Chicago, we had just moved into our new place. And we had her parents and my parents, and we had a Thanksgiving together for the first time. And Jess knocked it out of the park.
That's great.
She did. She was so nervous, but she cared so much.
Sure.
And she's a warrior. And she nailed it. So it was great. That was one of my favorite Thanksgivings because we're all just kind of getting to know each other,
That's great.
And we had just gotten engaged, I think, prior to that. So
there's a lot of good feelings, good vibes.
Yeah, a lot of good mojo
wedding stuff in the air. I did. I hosted. Me and Bessie were dating, and we were on Wall Street in our studio apartment. And my sister Gina's in-laws were in, I think Texas or something with the other parts of the family, whatever. And she was available for Thanksgiving, so I was like, "Come over." So her and my nephews and my niece came over, and we had Thanksgiving in our apartment, and it was so cool. It was so fun. The food was terrible, but it didn't matter. Like we made fun of it.
Yeah.
It was like I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing here. I think I cooked in that apartment 7 times. That was one of the times I lived there a year. You always order food in the city or grab food. So that was Bessie doesn't cook, so I was just like threw something together. But do you have a dish you make?
Me personally for Thanksgiving or just in general?
No, for Thanksgiving.
No, not really. I've always kind of stayed out of it. But what we did last year was we'd always cook turkey, and then the kids hated it. They were always like, I don't like turkey. And I was like, all right, what do you guys want to do? So we made pizzas. So we got a pizza stone slab thing, and we got 5 doughs, and we just had a pizza night. And then for Christmas, same thing. It was like the kids didn't want ham. I was like, well, what do you guys want to do? So my mom made Korean barbecue, and we had
That's
my
so
mom's
awesome.
Korean barbecue is phenomenal, and
Yeah.
she makes a lemon chicken that's like off the charts. So we had her just pull out all the stops with the
She
Korean.
catered.
She catered,
Yeah.
and she rocked it. So
sick.
yeah. Is there a dish you do?
I do my
besides
dad's
mushrooms?
bean salad. My dad's bean salad. My mom's stuffed version. My dad's bean salad. I do.
Yeah.
It's kind of monotonous to make, and my sisters don't like making it, but they love eating it. So they're always like, "You gonna make the bean salad and bring
Yeah.
it?" So I always bring it with me. But yeah, I love that. My dad had a bean salad at a restaurant, and he loved the way it tasted. And he took some home and dissected it and recreated it.
He reverse engineered
And
the
he
bean
couldn't
salad?
figure out the one thing that was missing. So he went to the chef. That was the place he went to in his
Yeah.
Italian place. It was just like, it was like a little side thing he loved. And he said, "Was that it?" And it was red wine vinegar. They put a splash of red wine vinegar.
Oh,
in
that's it, yeah.
And that was it. And he put it in. He goes, "That's it." He was so excited. So excited. Yeah. So that's my thing. I make that. And my kids make it with me now. And now my kids know to make it. It's so cute. Yeah, my
And your
daughter's like,
dad
we got to
started a
make
tradition.
Dad's bean salad.
That's
and
awesome.
Bessie's always like, "Oh, all right," because she doesn't really eat it. She's like,
Yeah.
"All right." I mean, it takes a while and everything, but it's fun. Yeah, the bean salad.
Your dad's bean salad, my dad's gravy.
There you go, man.
That's it, yeah.
Bean salads and gravies.
Yeah.
That could be a new podcast that we do.
salad and gravy.
Our new cooking podcast, bean salads and gravies.
We got time for one more?
One more.
One more. This one comes from Brett. My parents love my current job. I recently left the job, though, and have a new one that I'm excited about. I'm nervous they won't agree with my new direction. Should I bring it up in person when I'm home for Thanksgiving or wait until after the holidays? Thank you, Mommy.
Oh, sure. Ruin the holidays. Get in there and just ruin the holiday with a controversial topic. Come in hot and be like, "You don't like you're not in charge of my future." That's
It's like, that doesn't work out. He's like, and I'm gay. It's like, whoa, what?
job thing don't bug you now, does it, Grandpa?
I know what you're gonna. I think I know what you're gonna say.
I'm always bring it up right there. You're gonna sit on that, talk
Yeah.
about it in person. It's always great.
But to the minute he says, I'm just thinking, your own happiness is going to matter more than anything. And I think if you're truly genuinely happy in your new job, your parents are going to be over the moon for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Parents know best is kind of tough. I see that a lot, and it's like they don't really all the time, and that's always
Yeah.
something I think about too. As my kids get older, like you want them to make their own moves, their own mistakes. Think about where we ended up. Like this is, if my dad, I always think about that too. If my dad was alive, he probably would have disagreed with so many risks and moves I took when it came to my career.
Yeah.
And my family, and not getting married till I was 34 and all that stuff. Like I think he would have been like a lot of it. He would have been like, that's not what I would have done. But I ended up in a place I know he's proud of. So it's kind of it's
Right.
weird. Like your parents know best to a point, and then when it comes to especially like your future that you're going to be in charge of, your job too is so much of your life. So you gotta like it. They're not going to the cubicle and
course,
sitting
yeah.
there and collating papers.
Yeah.
Mom,
What'd you say?
Collating the papers.
Is that a word?
Collated. C-O.
Collated is definitely a word. I honestly don't know what it means.
It means putting papers in order.
Collating.
Okay.
You never heard the word collate? You're well read.
No, I tell jokes for a living. I've never collated papers.
Well, you better collate your sense of humor into something that we get.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree with you. It's one thing to hear it from his perspective, right?
Yeah.
And you want, to your point, he's the one in the cubicle all day, right? Advancing. And if you're inspired, again, you're happy. But also from a parent's perspective, like you want the best for your kids,
For
right?
sure.
So like my daughter, when she's out there in the world, I'm going to say, I want you to find a great companion. I want you to be with whomever you choose to be. I don't care if this is an individual that doesn't make money, as long as that individual is doing something that makes him happy. And if you derive happiness, then that makes for a great partnership. And I want you to be happy ultimately with whoever you choose, as long as it's the same race.
For sure. And that's all Daddy wants. Give me my scotch. I think that was a big setup. I was sitting here
I
being like,
saw
that's
you
so
waiting,
nice.
and I was
It's
like,
so nice. And then
what's
I
going
went
on?
a little too long. I was like, he's going to do something here. I think that it's interesting because I say that, and as you were saying that, I was thinking like, parents don't always know best. And I wonder when the point in my life is when I'm going to realize that. Because my daughter's like, "Hey, Dad, I'm going to go cross country on the motorcycle and find myself," like that kind of thing. And I'm like, don't you want to go, like that? That's got to be a tough moment as a parent,
Yeah.
to
Well, I mean, look, yeah, once the kid's 18, it's like,
well, I don't even think it's a number. Like some 18-year-olds, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
of course.
Right. So like I can't just put a number on. I mean, I might trust my daughter's instincts at 16. You know what I mean? But like, I think
I would trust your son's instincts now. That kid is so mature.
For sure.
Yeah.
The kid's a
You
rock
could just
star.
tell that kid's gonna be. You're like, oh, he's gonna be fine.
It's interesting because if I look at my two kids, right, they both have two different sides of my personality. Like one's the risk taker, and one is the slow and steady. One's the race kind of
Right.
person. You know, like so. I just wonder when you're gonna be. That moment comes for every parent when you just got to be like, oh, all right, well, go ahead, go for it. Good luck to you. And like you just it's either sending them to college or them saying they're not going to go to college or you know where it is, and you have to be like, you know. That's going to be an interesting point for both of us. Yours is going to come first, so let me know how it goes. You've only got by a couple years, but
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think you just hope to God you laid enough of a good foundation.
Yeah.
And I always tell my kids, it's like, I'm not going to be there to make decisions for you when you're with your friends.
You'll be long dead.
I can only give you.
You'll be dead a long time. They'll be looking up to the heavens and be like, Dad, what do you think? We missed you so much. Why didn't you stay home for New Year's Eve? It's New Year's Eve every day now. Oh my God. But Doreen's laughing in Cincinnati. I love it. So stupid.
Okay, well, I think we did it.
And we did it. Happy Thanksgiving, Stevie. Stevie, on a thankful
Thanksgiving.
note, I don't know how I would live my life without you. I love you. You're one of my best friends, and I thank you so much for being in my life and always doing what you do, Steve. Not just for me, but for the peoples.
Well, thank you. And reciprocal, right back at you. I love you. My life is better for having become friends with you over the last few years. I know we've always just kind of bounced around, but getting to do this podcast and getting to spend time with you and it's been a lot of fun. Mark, I was looking at you, but I've loved getting to obviously spend so much time with you guys. Yeah. I really am thankful for this experience. Thankful for iHeart.
Yeah, thankful for this. Thankful for the fans that you know. We wouldn't be doing this.
To our fellow coworkers here
Everybody
that have
here.
been with us from the jump. So thank you guys as well.
Thankful that people have messed up lives and need help because if they didn't have messed up lives, we wouldn't have a podcast.
Because we got it figured out.
Yeah, we got it all figured out. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Enjoy your time with your family. Eat well. And we'll see you next time on Two Cool Moms.
And tour dates at...
We put it on the beginning. So,
we did? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to put it on the beginning. But we can tell them now again if you want. Hey, you know the holidays are coming up. You're going to need gifts, right? Why not come out and see us live? You can go get tickets from me at joegattoofficial.com.
Or Steve Byrne.
No, you don't even have it right. It's punchup.live/Steve-Byrne.
Byrne.
Super easy to find it.
By the way, I want to see the pictures from the girls. Is it Sarah?
Sarah.
I want to see Sarah's. I want to see how her Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
turns
Sarah,
out,
make sure you send it.
Please, Sarah. And good luck to everybody.
Good luck, everybody.
These mommies love you, so show us some love.
Please rate us and review us, follow us on all social media, and subscribe to our YouTube.